Hi guys, so today I have my June and my July book haul for you, and I have to say I got quite some books the past 2 months and even more mangas. So let's get started with the mangas that I will show you in a minute. And on to most of the mangas I acquired the last 2 months, and those are, for one, the Kamikaze Kaito Jeanne manga series by Arina Tanemura, the Fullmoon Wo Sagashite manga series by Arina Tanemura, the Shinshi Doumei cross series by Arina Tanemura, and the 10th and 11th volume are the special editions with the fairy tale book and the playing cards, which I have here, because it would be quite a pain in the ass to get them from down here out every day. Then I also got the second volume in the Third One I Dream manga series by Arina Tanemura, and the 2 art books, which I will show you a close-up from in the minute. So, like I said, I want to show you some close-ups of the art books right now. And the first book I have is the Kamikaze Kaito Jeanne art book by Arina Tanemura. And like all normal art books, it has the pictures of the mangas. You can see them here. They're really pretty, and I really enjoy them. And I really enjoy Tanemura's drawing style. And I got this together really cheap with the manga, so I bought it because you can't buy this book new anymore, you can only buy this used. And the other art book is the Shinji Doumei cross art book, also by Arina Tanemura, of course, and this looks like that. We have most of the chapter pictures, the chapter covers, but not so much the covers of the mangas itself. But these are on the playing cards if you have them. And I really enjoy her drawing style as well in this one. But I still like the Kamikaze Kaito Jeanne one better, because you see that those pictures are scans of real life pictures, and some have a 3D dimension and structure, and I really like this one. But I still like her drawing style in this one as well. She really evolved, you can see that clearly, and yeah, I'm glad to have them. And another manga I got in July was the 5th and final volume in the Devil manga series by Heir, and I really highly recommend it. I really waited for this, and I'm glad that the series came to such a great conclusion, and I'm really glad to have this manga. And up to the books, I got 7 books in June and 3 books in July. And the first book I got in June was Face of Honor, and it's the second book in the Elizabeth duology by Ulrike Schweikert. And I can't obviously tell you what this book is about because I would spoil you on the first one. And so I will tell you what the first book is about. The first book is about Elizabeth, who wakes up in a house where women sell their body for pleasure to the men. And she can't really remember anything that has happened to her. She was almost beaten to death. And so she basically needs to find out what happened to her, and needs to live in this house because she owes the owner money, because the owner saved her life. And that's basically everything you should know about the story. It is really a great book series. I already read this, and I really enjoyed this duology. It's so great, go check it out. The next book I got is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, and well, I guess you all know what this is about. It's about Zelena, who lives in a death camp and is chosen for a competition to be the king's champion, to be the king's assassin, and to kill for the king. And the king and Zelena tries everything to be that person because she wants to be free again. And that's everything you should know about this book. I don't want to get into too much detail, but I have to say I really enjoyed this book. Then I got The Program by Susan Young. I already own this book in German, but because there is some trouble with the translation, we only got the second book as an ebook. And at first they said the second book wasn't coming out anymore. So I decided to reread the series and reread the first one in English to get into the vocabulary better, and then read the second book in English as well. So I got this one for reread. What the program is about: we live in a dystopian world where there is an epidemic of suicidal of suicidal teenagers who obviously commit suicide, and there is this program to save them from committing suicide, to save them from the feelings they get because they want to commit suicide. And we follow the perspective of Sloane, who tries everything to pretend she's happy, although she is not, and still she enjoys her life, although her brother committed suicide and has a boyfriend. And when her boyfriend starts to get sad as well, everything in Sloane's world goes down. And yeah, that's basically all you should know. It's really a great book. I can highly recommend it to you, and please go and check it out. And then, oh wonder, I got The Assassin's Blade, Crown of Midnight, and Heir of Fire, all by Sarah J. Maas. And I got these books because I really liked the first book and wanted to continue on with the series. So yeah, now I have them and now I can marathon them all. The fourth book in the series, Queen of Shadows, is going to come out in September, I guess. So I have some time left to read the second and the third book. The next and last book I got in June is Ice by Sarah Beth Durst. And I got this book because I'm really interested in her other book, Vessel, and wanted to read some book by her. And I got this really cheap, so I tried it. And this book is about Cassie, who grew up at the North Pole with her father. Her mother is presumably dead, and then when she turns 18 there is this ice bear coming to get her because Cassie's promised to be his wife. And then she learns that her mother isn't dead, and the stories her grandma always told her are true. And that's basically everything you should know about this book. It's like a bit of a retelling of Beauty and the Beast, but still really different, and I enjoyed the story a lot. On to the books I got in July. The first book I got, London Love by Larissa Wolf. I already read this book in May, but because I didn't have the book back then, it didn't appear in my wrap-up. But I already have a German review up for this, and an English one will follow shortly. And yeah, this book is about Josh and Annie, who meet at the Plagiatress and get to know each other, and they both have really interesting problems you don't really know of. Annie has survived cancer but has still problems dealing with cancer, and Josh has social phobia and can't really talk to anyone. And the story is about them getting to know each other better and maybe helping each other better than the psychiatrist could ever do. And I really enjoyed this book. It's a great book, so please go and check it out. I highly recommend it to you. And then I got Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. This book is about Jacob, who has a really crazy grandpa who tells him stories of crazy kids who can fly and have magic abilities, and shows him photos of them. And then when something happens to his grandpa, Jacob goes on a journey to his grandpa's past to find out if these children actually exist. It has a lot of creepy and eerie pictures. And the last book I got in July was Oceanbay by Monika Beitsch. This book is about Pam, who wakes up at the beach and doesn't really know what happened to her. She's in Turkey with her husband for a vacation and thinks she was on a boat trip, a boat party, and doesn't really know what happened to her on that party and how she got to the beach, and tries to get back to the hotel and find out what happened to her. And that's everything you should know about this one. So that was my book haul for June and July. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up if you do. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you soon with another video, guys. Goodbye!